Ben & Jerry's co-founders Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield joining billionaire George Soros and more than 400 other millionaires and billionaires signing an open letter urging Congress to raise rather than cut taxes. Look who's here, Ben & Jerry's ice cream co-founder Ben Cohen. Good to see you, Ben.
Good to see you.
Okay, so you guys are heroes to small businesses. You started out in a gas station, I think. What's happening right now is small business net creation has collapsed at historic rates during the last 8 years. But you're saying don't get rid of the AMT, don't lower small business pass-through tax rates or estate taxes. I mean, why demand taxes be raised on the little guys who want to be prosperous just like you? Why don't you just write a check to the U.S. Congress if you care about it?
Well, the huge amount of the pass-through tax breaks go to the super wealthy. And I think on the big picture, how many houses does a rich guy need when there's millions of people in the country that don't have one decent place to live? I think it's a moral issue.
Bernie Sanders has 3 houses. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't at all. I'm saying that people who have a bunch of money don't need more. And that's what this tax scam is about. I mean, it's kind of a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, the reality is that people that are making over $100,000 get 70% of the benefit from this tax.
Let's go through it. That's an interesting point you just raised, because we have Duquesne University says, you're talking about raising estate taxes too. The University in Pennsylvania, Duquesne University says 6,000 small businesses annually would be liquidated or collapsed if the estate tax went up. The 1% typically pay at the lower capital gains tax rate. The wealthy can avoid the estate tax by donating to foundations. And I think the top 20% already pay 84% of the federal tax revenues, income tax revenues, right?
I don't really know that particular number, but I know that in terms of this particular tax plan, the 50% of taxpayers that are making $50,000 or less only get 8% of it. The rest of the benefit is going to people who make more money than that.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because often I hear what you're saying. And listen, I come from a long family of Democrats. My grandmother campaigned for Al Smith. I've got firemen and teachers in my family. But when you look at the government data, and I've covered the IRS and taxes for a long time, and you look at the CBO and Joint Committee on Taxation, look at this. 60% of households get more in government benefits than they pay into the system with federal taxes. About 47% of U.S. households pay no federal income taxes. And what the Republicans are saying, they're doubling the standard deduction, growing the number of people who pay 0 federal income taxes. So what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying. I understand you. I think that the media does not do its job properly reporting the numbers and educating the public about what is truly going on with our tax system.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. But I think that this particular tax plan makes it worse. It is a shift in wealth from people at the bottom of the scale to people at the very top. Those are the people who benefit the most of this. And, and $1 trillion of this is going to corporations. And based on some kind of cockamamie idea that if you don't cut taxes on corporations, they're not going to grow.
But aren't those the guys growing businesses and growing jobs just like you guys did? And by the way, when I look at your letter and I read it, what the millionaires and billionaires wrote, there is 0 mention of government waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare and Medicaid. Hundreds of billions of dollars every year wasted. That's what the Trump voter is upset about. Why not clean that up first before you hit the small business guys who want to be just like you?
We're not. This tax system is not hitting the small business guys.
It's hitting them hard. They went upside down the last 10 years. But go ahead. Final word.
Well, the final word is that we need to deal with the shift in wealth that's gone to all the people at the very top.
All right.
And it's the people at the very bottom that are losing out.